Good afternoon, Flosstube.
I'm Little One.
And I'm Lynette here at Homesteading on the Home Front. It is Friday, November 29th, 2019, and this is episode 53 on our video dealing with our cross-stitch projects. So, it's been a while. But we have a lot to talk about, and so we wanted to take some time while Little One is home on Thanksgiving break to update you. So the first thing that we'll talk about is the Frugal Empire retreat that happened, was it last week? No, it was 2 weekends ago. It was 2 weekends ago, outside of Albany, New York. There were somewhere between 30 and 35 stitchers. I lost count. That's the beauty of these retreats, is that it doesn't really matter. The hotel was great. There was plenty of stitching space. We had some locals join in on the fun. We had 3 mother-daughter pairs and a set of sisters. So I thought that was kind of cool. And we spent Friday stitching, and Saturday, most of us, I think, did a little shopping and stitching, and came home on Sunday, and it was lovely.
Yes,
and I actually got a lot of stitching done, and I'm realizing now that I forgot to bring Heritage Sampler. So maybe I'll have you talk about your stuff, and I'll go get Heritage Sampler.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
So the first thing I did is a finish, and it's not quite duct taped in yet, but it's Pine Mountain Autumn Bits. It's been framed, and it's ready to be shown in our house for however many days of autumn remain.
Not too many.
Not too many. And then I also got quite a bit done on my Sue Hillis watermelons. That is autographed with my name, so I've got to cover that up. Ooh,
Here.
Quite white. I've finished the green border. There we go. And I started the 4th watermelon. So I'm over halfway done with it. And I hope to be finished soon. I'm not sure I'll be want to stitching on summer when it's snowing outside.
Were those the only 2 projects you worked on for the retreat?
Yeah, I brought Abigail, but I didn't do anything on her.
Okay. So I brought a couple of projects myself. The first one was Heritage Sampler. And so what I ended up working on is this inside border mostly, and then this flower. So that's coming along. There's no rush on that one. It's definitely going to be carried over into the new year, because there's no way that I'm going to be finishing that one before or by the end of 2019. And then the other piece that I brought to stitch on was actually a new start. It had been calling to me, and so I decided to start it at the Frugal Yankee, and so I did a lot of stitching on it. And then I got home, and like 2 days later, it was done. And so yeah, it's a work in progress. You'll see I've got pins in it because I'm gonna be lacing it. But this is A Good and Proper Home by Kathy Barrick. Here, hold this for a second. I need to get the picture of it. Okay, so if you can see here, her A was slanty, and because it was slanty, there was empty space in which she added a motif, which is not over here on the other side, and that was going to bother me. So what I ended up doing was changing the A, and so it looks like that. And then it's going to go like this. There will be a little black showing through because I purposely made it a little smaller than the frame. So hopefully next time I do a video, that will be all stretched and mounted and I can show you the FFO. Alright.
What's next?
So I did bring Jessie to stitch on, but I didn't get to her. So that was it as far as the stitching goes at the retreat. But I was happy to get that Kathy Barrett piece done. I knew as soon as I got the frame for it a couple months ago at Michael's, I knew I wanted to stitch it. All right, so you talked about your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I can talk about then while we were at Frugal Yankee, Penny, who owns the Daily Stitcher, kind of made us our own little market. She had a whole bed full of threads, and she had charts that we could peruse and buy, and the ball tip needles that everyone loves. So that was nice. And one of the things that I could not resist is this Erica Michaels mousse.
Hey, we're both stitching Erica Michaels stuff.
Yeah. So as soon as I finished the Kathy Barrett piece, I started on this one. And it didn't take me long to have a finish. So I've never...
land isn't all stitched in?
Nope, it's all done. I've never made a strawberry before, so it's on my list of things to do. I know that Beth at Heartstring Samplery has a tutorial out, so I need to watch that before I start cutting. So that was another FFO. And then we also had a smalls exchange, and I did take a video of that and I forgot to post it. So hopefully I'll remember to post it either before or after this video. And the small that I stitched actually went home with Penny. I posted a picture of it in the Home for the Holidays Sal Facebook group because it was one of the stockings from there that I personalized. So Penny got that, and then I was fortunate enough to get this beauty from Bev. 4th of July. It was wrapped in red, white, and blue, so I knew it was going to be patriotic. And then...
Is it your goal to get patriotic stuff at every...
No, I knew I liked patriotic. Look at this little fob. The stitches are so tiny. And then also some ball tip needles. We know I love those. Some silk in maroon, which will definitely get used. A beeswaxer. And then this is how I knew that this project was supposed to come home with me. This is a needle minder that says support our troops. So, thank you, Bev. It was lovely to get to know you better. I first met Bev out at StitchCon and her sister Sylvia, and so they were there, and it was great to have them with us. Okay. All right. So, I think that's it as far as Frugal Yankee. I know that Pam is stitching between the lines. Frugal Empire, yes. Pam is stitching between the lines, and Helen D. at East Coast Crafter had talked more about it. It was just a lovely time. We enjoyed ourselves a lot. So thank you to everyone who came. Hopefully we can do it again next year.
Maybe I'll participate in the small exchange.
Yes. All right, so show them your other whip.
My other whip, I've begun it.
You just started it today.
Yeah, I just started it today. It's going to be a gift for one of my teachers. It's Erica Michaels' Ebenezer's Christmas. It's going to be for my ELA teacher because we're reading A Christmas Carol in his class, which I think we're starting next week. And then we're going to see it at the theater. So
No, you're not stitching that whole thing for him, though.
No, I'm only stitching the last part, the God Bless Us Everyone. It's a lot of black, but I'm gonna do it. This is what I've got so far. I've started the little girl. Yep. Yeah. It's not a huge start, but it's better than what I did during band season.
And my other whip, well, I have several whips, but the one that I'm currently trying to get done is this Barbara Anna that, for those of you who have been watching us, you know that this was a Save the Stitch. We found it at a thrift store out in Ohio Amish country before StitchCon, and most of the top boxes were done. The bottom 3 were not. So Helen let me borrow this magazine with the last 3 patterns in it. And so I am working on this one, and as I finish off threads, or if I finish threads here and have some left, I go and stitch whatever that color is in that block. So I'm going to be working on these 2 this weekend, and then this third block, little one has claimed as hers. So she is hopefully going to stitch that. We think maybe Monday will be a snow day.
We are a snow day project.
We are currently in the 12 to 18 inch range. And so we're kind of banking on a snow day.
I'm so hoping for a snow day.
So she'll be stitching on that one. Plans for this one when it's done. I've mentioned before that the stitching quality is not fantastic. There are stitches that are going the wrong way and stitches that are crossed wrong. It's just a hot mess. So I don't want to frame it. I don't want to make it into a pillow because it's not even my style. So I think what I'm going to do is make a project bag out of it when it's done, because it will hold like an 11 by 11. It's big enough to hold an 11 by 11 Q-snap. So that's the plans for that one. Right. So we talked about that. You talked about Scrooge. I have some finishes. You had a FFO, but you already showed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my finishes,
Just fell out.
I did not anticipate them being finishes, but what I had done, so you know I'm slowly stitching the Farmhouse Christmas series. So I got out the Prairie Schooler farm animal ornaments, and I did the horse, which this is, I think originally I should have brought the chart with me, but I think originally the horse was black and the mane was brown, but eldest has only ridden brown horses, so it had to be brown. And then this was my second one that I finished. So originally I had outlined the horse and then outlined the black and the white and figured that these would be great projects to work on while I was subbing. But then I finished outlining them and they were sitting there unfinished, which bothered me. So I just spent some time filling in some brainless stitches and got those done. So that was my FFO. Or no, my finished object. I do have an FFO to share with you. I just finished it today. And I stitched this in 2015, so even before I knew what Flosstube was, it was our first Christmas in Guam. Kathy Barrick had just released this pattern, and it was a stitch along on the Prim Stitcher Society page. And so a lot of people stitched it, including myself. It is Kathy Barrick's In Heaven and Nature Sing.
I feel like you've had a deer one in a frame like that before.
No. And so there's supposed to be a mailbox here with a random date in it, which I didn't want to stitch. So I just got this motif off the internet somewhere. It was a freebie. I don't even remember where because it was 4 years ago. I got the frame last summer at a yard sale. And so today was the day that I decided it needed to get FFO'd so I could hang it up for this Christmas season. I'm pretty sure that I didn't do any of the called for colors. I don't even know. I don't think the deer is very variegated either. So it might have been just DMC that I used. This was before I was writing down colors and talking about my changes and stuff. But I love it, and it's going on the wall just in time for Christmas. Okay, so you want to talk about your other FFOs?
I've got 4 FFOs. But they're small. They're some of my stitch needle minders that I have completed. I've got a little ice cream one. They've got magnets on them and everything. They're ready to be traded. Got a little bee trailing a little heart. I've got a little bee trailing the word stitch.
I love that one. That was her own design. She just stitched that on her own.
And then I have a little popsicle. I'm going to try to get more, but if not, I've got 4 ready for the next time I go to a retreat.
Okay, so that's, I think those are my active stitches. The Barbara Anna and, well, Jessie, I haven't worked on. I haven't pulled her out, though. So Barbara Anna is going to be my active stitch, at least until Monday. And then Monday, well, actually Sunday, tomorrow.
Sunday.
So I'll work on Barbara.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm losing all track of time. I will work on the Barbara Anna piece until Sunday. It is supposed to start snowing Sunday afternoon and go until Tuesday morning. And so if we actually get hit like they say we're going to get hit, I will be working on the scenic farm. Because if you remember last year, that was my snow day piece, and we hardly got any snow at all, and I need this project to be done so that I can enter it into the fair this year. So originally I hadn't planned to break it out until January, but if it's gonna snow, then I will break it out early. So my plans are to work on the Barbara Anna piece and then work on the scenic farm. And we talked about your plans. Yeah. You're gonna do the Barbara Anna block on snow day and then work on your Erica Michaels.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just some other things that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to do some shout outs. And I meant to get their exact names, but I will link them below. I've been able to find the time to watch some new Flosstube people, and I have found 3 that I really enjoy. The first one is the Calculated Stitcher, and I believe she only has 1 video out, but again, I will link her below. Also a math teacher who is living in a family home. Yeah, we have lots in common. So check her out if you're interested. And then Little Farm Quilts is in upstate New York, and I've been enjoying watching her videos. She's got a couple out. And then also Niecy Lynn. If you haven't watched Niecy Lynn, then you need to go there now, because the lady is hysterical. And she had talked about on one of her videos, she showed a Santa Claus that she didn't know the name of the pattern, but he was kind of whimsical, and I didn't think anything of it. And then it was like the very next day I went to our local thrift store, and I picked up this book, which it's been sitting on the shelf of that thrift store for months, and I know this because I looked at it months ago and didn't think anything of it. But then I was flipping through it this time, and lo and behold, what do I see but Niecy's Santa. So I shot her a message and told her exactly where her Santa Claus came from. This is a very whimsical book. It's not at all my style, but I thought there was something in here that I would stitch, but I forgot what it was. I'm not going to do a flip through, but I'll just show you some, just to get an idea of, there's some hearts. Lots of hearts. Oh, look at this. Doesn't everyone want a, what is it called? I don't, a collar or something for your collar?
A collar for your collar.
I don't know what it is. And then, so you can see very whimsical designs. But anyway, the book was cheap, so I brought it home. There's, I think it's a snowman in there. I'll find it later that I might want to stitch, but otherwise it might make an appearance at the next freebie table. And so that reminds me, if you are watching my channel and you enjoy watching my channel and you make Flosstube videos, I want to know about it. So please put the link below or tell me I've been watching or I've been making Flosstube videos. Come check me out. Because if you enjoy watching me, then chances are that I'm going to enjoy watching you. So please do that. I would love to be able to check you out. All right. Anything else? Oh, there's one more thing. So you all know that I had major FOMO when it came to the Amana Colonies retreat, the Midwest Stitchers retreat. And so I was at a different thrift store a couple weeks ago, and I found this book. It's written by Judith Miller, and it is Home to Amana. This is the first book in a whole series of books about the Amana Colonies. So it came home with me. I haven't started reading it yet. If I like it, then I will get the rest of the books from the library. But I wanted to share it with those who went to the retreat because you might enjoy reading it. And also for those of you who didn't get to go and might want to. There's also some information here about some other books about Amana. I don't know if these are the continuation of this series. But, yes. So this first book is in the Home to Amana series, but she's also got Daughters of Amana. So there's a whole nother series. So lots of winter reading for those of you who are interested in the Amana Colonies. Fiction, obviously, but probably historical fiction if I had to guess. All right, so now we're done. So hoping you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, got to eat lots of good food and spend it with family if you lived in the States where we celebrate Thanksgiving. Wishing you snow if you want it.
I really want it.
And rain if you don't. All right, Flosstube, we'll catch you later. Fair winds and following seas.